Hello and welcome to another episode of Modern Arcade. I'm Declan.
And I'm Andrew, and in this episode we'll be focusing on the rise of app flash games and the comeback of retro gaming.
Yeah, and with the rise of smartphones and tablets, gaming apps have become more popular for choice for tech addicts on the go. They mainly consist of a simplistic design and are guaranteed to keep you hooked.
Angry Birds is quite possibly the most successful app game ever. It is a prime example. No skill, no hardware manoeuvres or tactics. Just fling a bird into some green pigs in a matchstick house. May sound primitive, but believe me, it's so addictive.
We'll also be taking a look at what some of Ireland's gaming companies have been up to. We took a trip out to Infinity Tech in the digital hub, following their app Joe versus the Banker, giving us an inside look into the industry and the growth and potential of Irish gaming.
Now, have you ever regretted giving away or selling or just not even taking care of an old console? I'm sure many of our viewers have experienced the pain of your mother giving away a Commodore 64, your Super Nintendo, or your old PlayStation to your youngest cousin because you just don't play it anymore.
I think every gamer has experienced that at some stage.
Yeah.
But fear not, because we went to R.A.G.E on Fade Street to see the range of vintage games, memorabilia and consoles they have to offer.
And to get their view on the rise of retro gaming and the influx of flash and app games and the current state of the gaming industry in Ireland.
Also throughout the show we'll be giving you some of our reviews on our favourite apps and gaming consoles. But first we'll take a look at how we get on at Infinity Tech at R.A.G.E.
We travelled out to Digital Hub Dublin, where we met up with the founder of Infinity Tech, Nick Rochford.
We set up Infinity Tech about a year and a half ago. A friend of mine, Gary Carr, was a programmer, so we decided to go into gaming with that handheld devices, iPhones and stuff like that. We set up our first game called Joe versus Banker. Joe versus Banker is a side-scrolling platform pursuit game where Joe was chased by a bailiff and his nasty dog sent by his banker to take over Joe's house. We launched a test version at the Games Fair last year in LIT, and we were on the RT News and we were on all the broadsheets after, such as the topical nature of the game. When we got the call for Enda Kenny to play the game, we had all his entourage that was in, so the digital hub was fairly packed that day. So we were very surprised that he would probably be allowed to play a game that was maybe not the most politically correct game in the world. A spin-off game called Santa versus Banker, where the banker is coming in to repossess Santa's sleigh, and it doesn't take itself too serious, basically just pokes fun at what's going on out there. We have a game coming out on St. Patrick's Day called Finbar O'Toole and the Legends of Paddy's Day. Platform games, when there's a really strong story behind, we feel that gives us the edge. That's kind of a very unique selling point because it's a story, it's not it's very simple in the engine of the game, but the story is what kind of drives it. We think will make people buy it now in the end. I mean, getting paid for playing games is it's a godsend.
To get more insight into retro gaming in today's retail, we chatted with Peter, the R.A.G.E staff member and retro gaming enthusiast.
The way I got involved with the R.A.G.E was I used to go to Nottingham in England and Manchester and collect games and bring them back myself, and whenever I got doubles I'd hold on to them also with the intention of selling them on eventually. When the R.A.G.E opened around 2 years ago, I'd come in to Nicholas, the owner, and sell them on to him, and eventually just through getting to know him that way I asked him for employment and he said I could start working then a year and a half ago, so I've been here nearly for the entire time that it's been open. There's a new game coming out, like people would be coming into our store to pick up the original titles, to play those, to recap on the story and then move on then. Anything from the 80s era, so the 8-bit consoles such as NES, Mega Drive, Master System and Super Nintendo games are guaranteed retro games. Anything that could be considered a future classic, we'd call a retro game. The cheapest game we have will be €1, and the most expensive game we have could go anywhere up to 100 based on rarity, price and condition. The most popular game and console that we'd have in the shop at the moment would be a Super Nintendo and Mario All-Stars. The nostalgia in that one console is astounding. The rarest game we'd have at the moment would be... We've a sealed copy of Dr. Mario on the NES that I think is pretty nice. It's the harder thing to find are the ones that when you go online, you literally can't track it down. You don't know how much it's worth, so you just assume that it's worth a lot more than anything else. There are games that we'd have like Star Ocean that would be like €70. It's very hard to find in the wild. everybody's aware of the fact that you can play games on your phone, you can download emulators. Even we're aware of that as well. But what we cater to is mostly collectors, so people who want to play the game the way it was originally intended, as opposed to having it emulated or remade. The idea is kind of like what I'd attribute to watching a black and white movie on a projector, as opposed to watching it in digital form. It's just that it's got that nicer kind of. It's hard to explain. It's got that warmth, you know.
God, what would I do for all those games?
I know. Listen, we'll be back after this break. Please stay tuned.
Like a sack of a whip, I snap the tap, front to back, in this thing called rap. Dig it like a shovel rhymes up.
Are you for real? I'm way out of your league.
Yes, I can see you. Cause every girl here wanna be you.
Come on,
Oh, she's
one
a
day,
diva.
me and you.
Ew, get away from me, you weirdo.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have no love.
No links are tracked. No for her.
Welcome back to Modern Arcade, and as promised, we're giving you our pick of the best games and best game add-ons. At number 1, we have, of course, the reigning champ, Angry Birds. And at number 2, we have Super Meat Boy, which is available on Xbox Live and as a free flash. Infinity Tech's Finbar O'Toole and Legend of St. Paddy's Day is available on Android and iPhone app stores and is in at number 3. And at number 4, we have X Gamer Studios game Source Control. And here from X Gamer Studios is Stephen. Stephen, thanks for coming in.
No problem.
We'll start off, if you'd like to just talk about what X Gamer Studios is, just for people who don't know.
X Gamer Studios formed out of a competition piece that Microsoft runs every year called the Imagine Cup.
Okay.
Where we got to the third round of semi-finals of the worldwide.
Brilliant.
We were the only team of Ireland to actually get to that point.
That's absolutely fantastic.
So we decided at that point and said we can make games, so we formed as a team.
And you've been working on gaming yourself, so you've worked on your game Source Control. Would you like to tell us what Source Control is?
Source Control is a gem breaker puzzle game.
Right.
The premise is that you're a hacker hired by a company that have lost control of their AI they've been developing. So you've been tasked to go after it and take control of it.
Fantastic idea. And that's going to be available on what platforms?
PC, Mac, Android and iOS.
So you're breaking into the whole app.
Yeah, app side of things.
Super.
So Stephen, what games did you play when you were younger?
I played a lot of Super Nintendo games.
Cool.
And before that was Commodore 64 games. So
Nice.
very.
Do you think the consoles are moving forward with the times, or?
I think they're kind of trying to catch up with what's going on.
Do you
but I think they're kind of shoehorning what they're.
Yeah. Do you think that PC gaming is the way forward rather than consoles?
No. PC is dying.
Yeah?
Yes.
Wow. It seems to be dying off, right, compared to
the tablets. The tablets is going to out.
I think apps as a whole are starting to push forward as like they're going to be in a few years' time. Just could be at the very top.
It's actually within a year and a half they should actually outpace the entire market of games. So it'll be the dominant quarter. That's why EA have started moving into that sector.
And like when you've obviously been interested in gaming for a long time.
Yes.
So when exactly did you start game development yourself?
I'm about a year in game development.
And like you obviously went to a course to study for that.
We done a course in DIT called Game Design and Ludology.
Super. So it's kind of works with like the whole software end of things and kind of working with that. And in the present day, we've big consoles. So we've got the Wii U, PS3, Xbox 360. Any of them you play yourself?
I played the 360.
You played 360.
I play a lot of online. So
what games? What would be
Halo
your favorite
4, Currently at the minute, I play online against other people.
Yeah, I'd like any of them games. But I think like there's some good offline games as well. The likes of like Skyrim, they're ridiculously addictive.
Yeah, the only problem with Skyrim is I don't have time to play it anymore. I guess I make
It's
games.
one of those games where like you're like, I'll play for half an hour, but it turns into 6 hours.
Yeah.
And,
Stephen, do you think that retro gaming is making a comeback?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That's our first game is actually very retro.
Yeah. So do you think that it will be all moving forward onto the Android and iPhone?
Yes, primarily our market will be the tablet versions. Like
you-
our splash screen is an old Commodore 64
Yeah.
console emulator.
Cool.
So we're kind of bringing a bit of a retro.
Are you
feel
making a
to it.
game for consoles for Xbox and PlayStation?
We will be in the future. It's a fighting game. It's kind of still in development.
Yeah, so I can't really say much
No,
about
can't
it.
really.
I'm sure we'll find out in the near future. Hopefully
Yes.
we'll be able to have you back on the show soon. We can talk about source control, talk about your new game that's coming out as well. And so like as you're saying, with the retro gaming is coming forward. You notice from R.A.G.E that people are still selling, people are still looking for retro gaming. What are your ideas on the next generation?
I think they're kind of shoehorning and trying to build something kind of because somebody says I'm going to release a console now, so the other said I'll release one as well.
Yeah.
So kind of
it's
this
kind of
competition
like
at the minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, it's been fantastic talking to you. We've learned
No
a
problem.
lot about X Gamer Studios, and hopefully we'll have you in again, as I said, to talk about your new games and stuff that's coming out. That's great. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
you.
Stephen. Competition time. If you want to be in with a chance to win a brand new shiny Wii U with 2 gamepads, 5 launch games, just answer this simple question. Who is Nintendo's mascot? Is it A, Sonic, B, Mario, C, Link? Text your answer to 53035 with your name and your location, or email us at comp@modernarcade.ie.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Tune in next week when we'll be reviewing the best and the worst from E3 and what we can expect from the next generation consoles, which will have the edge and which will fall behind. And we'll also have previous arcade owner John Quirky to come in to tell us about how the arcade industry is today. So make sure to follow us on Twitter as well at Modren Arcade and www.facebook.com/Modern Arcade. Thanks a million for watching, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.